Hey everybody, Max here. Happy New Year 2025. Continuing my holiday 2024 action figure toy review series. These are just finally getting around to sitting down and doing a bunch of reviews on all the figures I picked up in the last month or so. And I just want to share that with you. Finally getting around to the 60 Years of X-Men 3-pack. I've done Forge recently, as well as Banshee, Gambit, and Psylocke, as well as the Warlord, Professor X. So be on the lookout for those videos if you haven't watched them already. I'm going to be doing Jubilee next and probably topping it off with Wolverine, which I have had the longest, but had him before I started doing YouTube reviews. So I'll probably do a quick review just to top off that to complete that line. So be on the lookout. But diving into Storm here, there's not much to her. She doesn't come with a lot. Obviously, here's the plastic package. I guess this is about a 2-year-old pack. Back when they were doing the plastic free, I got this set off of eBay, but I think you can probably still get it off of BBTS for probably roughly $40. I mean, the last time I checked, that's what it was going for. Kind of kicking myself that I didn't wait and see, but it wasn't even on the site when I bought this set off of eBay. So so I'm kind of kicking myself that I missed that, but because I paid a little more. But yeah, this is it's what I paid for is definitely better than what you would pay for it off of Hasbro Pulse, because this pack, as much as I like the Forge figure and I like the characters, it's not worth it. So get it as cheap as you can. Get these figures as cheap as you can, because this is the weakest of the weakest set. And but we'll dive into that. I'll explain why. Well, obviously you can see these figures don't come with a lot, and there are some problems with Storm, which is such a shame. She's such a good character, and I liked all the costumes. I like these, kind of training uniform look during this era. They're recreating the cover to X-Men 275, drawn by Jim Lee, and there's stuff to like about her, but stuff that I really, really hate about it. So getting the package out of the way, let's dive into the figure. So, stand up straight. Let's So she comes with 3 sets of hands. So she has 2 fists, and then her jazz hands that we see with every female figure, it seems. Gesturing jazz hands, power use hands, I don't know. But and then she comes with these pretty cool looking lightning finger hands. And so I like the overall look of them. They were cast in this translucent plastic here, kind of translucent blue plastic, and then painted. The hands were painted over yellow, but the only issue is that the lightning effect covers some of the finger. It extends down the finger towards the wrist or to the back of the hand, and of course they painted that yellow, as opposed to which I understand why they would, but it also makes me wonder why they were sculpted that way. But it's a minor complaint. I think they probably could have done a better job with the yellow paint. It seems a little thin in places. You might not be able to tell on camera, but it's there. And so the texture and everything looks pretty cool, but it's just the back of the hand has the extra lightning, and then it's painted yellow. And so anyway, it is what it is. Let's get her into and she's some of her joints are pretty stiff, I have to say. But let's get into the articulation and talk about it. Storm is a very popular character. Everybody likes her. I harken back to the kind of the Mohawk look, the Morlock look, but this is pretty good. I got to say that this is a really good head sculpt. I do quite like it. I like the hair, the texture, and They did a really good job. It even looks like it has something of a wash to it. The pretty good earrings, you know, the gold paint. She has the whited out eyes, and when she's using her powers, her eyes kind of white out like that. Good red on the lipstick, brown around the eyes and the eyebrows, darker brown there. The skin tone looks really good, so it's a really good head sculpt. The problem I have with this, and that drives me up a wall, is the neck joint. It is the worst mating of a neck joint with a head sculpt I think I have ever seen. It just completely ruins the look of the character. It just breaks up it's kind of like the willing suspension of disbelief. You just like, okay, I'm not looking at a person, I'm looking at a figure. I mean, yes, I know that it's an action figure, but you want it to look as natural as possible as you can, right? At least that's what appeals to me. So stuff like this where it just doesn't look like, okay, that's not a real person. I think they got away with it with Psylocke, because this is the Psylocke body, and her hair covers that, and maybe the shape of her jaw, the way her tip, like just kind of the way Psylocke's face looks in the hair, it covers that gap there. But you can't do it with Storm because she had short hair during this era. So anyway, it bugs me that they just decided that, yeah, it's fine, we'll just throw it in a pack and sell it for $80, and people will buy it. I mean, straight on it looks okay. You don't really see it, but if you start moving things around, and I just wish there was a way to fix that, but I doubt there is. And so there's that. This particular neck joint, this particular figure is very hard to articulate, but she looks back all the way, and it looks like her neck is now broken. And she can look forward, and she looks like her neck is broken. But in that position, looks okay. So T-pose, pretty good. She's going to get you with her lightning fingers. Bicep swivel. Arms go all the way around. Double jointed, pinless elbows, which we all appreciate. At least I know I do. And the upper joint on both is pretty stiff. I should have put her in a steam bath before I did this review, but is what it is. Now, even these hands have a hinge, so that's cool, but the paint is kind of breaking up right there, so that's kind of a pain. But if I'm not mistaken, I think the joint might actually be a different type of plastic. It might be cast in a different, yeah, it's solid yellow, so the joint hinge, but then they just painted over everything. So there is a little bit of a discoloration there. I hope you can see that. So that's kind of a gripe, but I guess that's the best they could do. They could have just left it clear plastic, but maybe, well, I guess the peg probably had to be a different type of plastic, and therefore they could make it a different, make it yellow, the proper color, because if it was this type of soft plastic, it wouldn't stay in there. It would bend or break or something. That seems logical to me. Diaphragm cut. She goes forward hardly at all, and she goes back further than she goes forward. And there's some rotation here that's a little difficult because of the shape of the torso. So just be careful, it might stretch the plastic or crack the plastic perhaps. Belts look pretty good. It kind of floats around a little bit, but there's no hip swivel, or no hip swivel, and waist swivel, I should say. And but decent. Storm, this is her splits. That's as far as she goes. Similar, like I said, it's the Psylocke body. Thigh swivel, usual stuff. All the stuff we've seen before. Not necessarily a bad body. Kicks back that far. No boot swivel. Women do not deserve boot swivels, apparently, in the Marvel Legends universe. That's That sounds sexist, Hasbro. You got to do something about that. So we can't have sexism here. So Storm was the leader of the X-Men, so come on. She was an awesome, awesome character. And led the X-Men during the Outback era and other eras as well. So great character. So that's Storm. The paint is not too bad. I think I've seen worse on some of the other characters. So this may be, you know, around the shoulders. There's not a lot of bleed through or spots or anything like that on this one. But, you know, other than the elbows being a little stiff right there, when she's just standing here, when you're just kind of, you know, you can get her in some, you know, some all right poses, and maybe if you have a flight stand, you could display her that way. But this was her look for that cover. This is Storm. It's decent, but like I said, the biggest problem I have was with this neck joint. That just drives me up a freaking wall. So I'm going to give her a warp factor of 6.5. This is just, can't take it. It just bugs me. So I think they could have done better. Oh, there is some blue on her boob. So there's some paint there that I may have to clean up. So anyway, Storm, 6.5, warp factor 6.5. And it is what it is. I think there are probably better Storm figures out there, but this is the only one that I have. It completes the lineup, or almost completes the lineup of my X-Men. That was a good era. And I'm a completionist, so I wish it could have been a little better, but it is what it is. And so yeah, do you have it? Did yours have the same neck problems? If so, were you able to fix it? If not, I'm wondering why mine does. Like, is there a way for me to fix it? So let me know in the comments section. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe to the video. Appreciate you watching, and I will talk to you guys next time. Take care.